So recently we posted that Google opened to developers their new Gemini Pro model. And what we are going to do today, we will do a review and see how we can use the Gemini Pro Vision model for traditional document processing use case. So for this review, we are going to use a out-of-box Gemini Pro through Google Vertex AI Playground, and we are not going to make any changes or any tuning of the model itself. So everything is out of box. We are not even going to change any parameters. So we're going to grab an invoice in a JPEG format. It's international type of invoice. And we are going to load that document into the Vertex AI Playground. And then we're gonna start prompting and try to see what kind of responses we are going to get. So first, let's kind of understand what's the VAT percentage in the attached invoice. So that's the first prompt. Again, we got 15%. And there we go. Yeah, it's correct. The model was able to quickly retrieve that result. So we are going to continue prompting on the same invoice. So the next prompt is we're going to ask: is there a signature present on the attached invoice? Because that's another typical use case. We want to understand if a document is signed or not. And again, there is no signature, so model was correct there as well. So again, no fine tuning, no changes, pretty much nothing. Like we are using it as is. We are going to now do a zero-shot prompting and ask a model to retrieve all the relevant fields in a JSON format, which is a typical use case for our customers. And again, there you go. We got a very nicely looked JSON array with a fields and spot checking. Seems that everything looks pretty good so far. In a real world, we would do more spot checking, ensuring that this is really correct and create a human in the loop. Let's insert another document. In this situation, we're going to take a poorly scanned document, and this is specific invoice also has a characters besides English in Arabic, so that could potentially confuse the model. So let's see how this is going to work. So we are going to ask model to extract everything in a JSON format as well. That's like previous use case. And then we are going to, as you may see, model is doing pretty good job. We're going to do a spot checking. With this type of invoices that are usually received by fax, the accuracy is not always the great. But as of right now, spot checks are showing that model has a fairly decent success, keeping in mind a complexity of this document, right? So let's look at an address, and it's nicely formatted. If you notice, it's a fully formatted string. So model was able to really capture that information. It did capture VAT number, etc., that appears to be correct and match what is in the invoice as well. Let's check if how model is going to find the signature on the invoice. After prompting, yep, it did find the signature, which is very good. The signature is there, and again, it's non-electronic signature. We're gonna insert another document, and let's ask let's prompt the model, like, what is the type of the document? That's another typical use case called classification within a document processing. So model is going to tell us that it's a 1099 miscellaneous document for US tax reporting. And the next thing that we are going to try to do is to retrieve the different value of different fields, which is again something that we're gonna ask, like what is the amount of rents that were reported in a document. It's a $1,200. The model was able to retrieve the number no problem. And then let's say let's see a status of the checkbox, and this field is not checked, so model was correct. It's very good. So now we loaded another document, and we're going to ask again about the type of the document. That's the another invoice that we have. So model did recognize that it's an invoice. And also we're going to ask if there is a signature, but in this case we're going to ask, is there a stamp as well on the attached document? So let's see that if we can look at the stamps. And the model is going to respond, yes, there is a stamp and a signature on the document. So recognize both objects. So we're gonna pull the tax invoice. Yeah, here we go. We had both signature and stamp. Moving on, we're gonna insert another document. In this case, it's gonna be much easier invoice to, it's very high quality document. And we are going to try to do something a little bit more complex. So in this specific situation, we are going to try to extract data, but also we will ask a model to redact portion of the extracted information from a document. So let's look. So we're gonna say something along the lines, extract all relevant information from the attached invoice in a JSON format, but redact a total field for a total amount or something like that. So what's gonna happen next? Again, model is doing great job creating our JSON array. And if we go and scroll down and see the field total, we ask the model to redact it, and it did it. So this is very interesting. Just as a heads up, there will be additional work needed to do this. Now we want to see accuracy score. If we can make a model to present and show us accuracy score for the redaction. I'm sorry, not for redaction, but for a recognition. And now we are getting the same JSON, and at the bottom we are going a total accuracy score supposedly, which is 80%, which is pretty good, right? But what we want to really see, we want to see the accuracy score or confidence score per each field. So we didn't get all the information that we wanted. So from zero-shot prompting, let's do to one-shot prompting, where we're gonna really clarify and give the model an example what we expect to get as a result of the analysis. So extract all information in JSON format, but give us a accuracy information or accuracy score for each field in an array and present it as an example. So that's the intent that we had here, and that's what we want a model to do. So we are doing a little bit more involved prompting. Again, nothing really special, but let's see how model is going to perform here. And there we go. We did what we wanted, because now we can use accuracy to make decisions. Are we going to do a human in a loop, or are we going to do some very specific reporting, etc. So it is a pretty impressive result that we got with very few prompts. Thank you very much. Connect with Presidio on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, or X. Thank you very much.